A white woman turned a black family's joy into her personal ATM, raking in $90,000 by playing the victim online. But then she vanished. In the next 20 minutes, I'm going to show you why this story isn't just a viral moment. It's a mirror to the black experience that nobody's talking about. Pause this video if you're not ready for the truth. My name is Mike, and for the past 35 years, I've been diving deep into real black stories. Stories that hit the heart, spark the mind, and demand we pay attention. I've seen the patterns most folks miss, the ones that reveal what's really going on beneath the surface. Today's story, it's about a woman named Laura Bennett who went viral for all the wrong reasons. But it's not just about her. It's about what her actions say about us, our community, and the systems that let this happen. If you're new here, this channel is where we unpack the truth, layer by layer. We don't just watch, we analyze. We don't just react, we understand. So let's get into it. Here's what I'm going to show you: how Laura weaponized black joy, how she turned it into profit, and how it all came crashing down. But here's the thing. If you miss the deeper meaning, you're missing the real message. And that's exactly what they want. So let's break this down. In a quiet Seattle suburb, a black family, David and Michelle Grant, moved into their dream home. David, a logistics manager, and Michelle, a high school counselor, saved for years to buy it. They wanted a safe place for their 8-year-old daughter Zoe to grow up, surrounded by good schools and blooming cherry blossoms. They settled in, hosting Sunday barbecues, planting roses along their fence, and teaching Zoe to ride her bike. It was the kind of life we all dream of: simple, joyful hours. But across the street, Laura Bennett was watching. She never waved, never smiled. Her porch light stayed on, even in daylight, every time the Grants stepped outside. You know that feeling, right? That silent judgment, like your existence alone is breaking some unspoken rule. Laura didn't complain at first, but the tension was there, heavy, like a storm waiting to break. Here's where it gets interesting. 3 weeks in, Laura called the neighborhood association complaining about disruptive behavior. Too many guests, too much laughter, a car parked an inch over the line. She sent blurry security footage of David grilling ribs, Michelle pouring iced tea, Zoe dancing in the driveway. Nothing illegal, nothing loud, just life. But for Laura, it was enough. She started documenting everything, every cookout, every trash bin rolled out late, every gospel song playing softly. She emailed the HOA with subject lines like neighborhood decline and property value concerns. Then came Zoe's birthday. A bounce house went up, balloons lined the mailbox, and neighbors stopped by with their kids. Laughter filled the air. Laura stood on her porch, phone raised, filming. At 2:30 p.m., she called the police, claiming aggressive behavior and unsafe crowds. There was no aggression, just kids playing and a playlist of old-school R&B, but Laura wasn't done. She marched across the street, right into the party, and started shouting. She pointed at Michelle, called the gathering ghetto, and said, "This isn't the hood." David pulled out his phone to record. The camera caught Laura mid-ran, her words sharp as knives. Then she slapped the phone out of his hand. It hit the pavement with a crack. The video was 48 seconds long, raw and unedited. David uploaded it that night, no caption, no music. By morning, it had 2 million views. They called her Barbecue Becky. TikTok turned her words into a remix, "This isn't the hood," and memes flooded the internet. Black Twitter lit her up. One user wrote she called the cops over a bounce house, Zoe's 8. Another edited Laura into a superhero poster, Karen, defender of suburbia. It wasn't just funny, it was familiar, too familiar. But wait, there's something else. This wasn't just one video. It was a moment that exposed a cycle we've all seen. White discomfort, weaponized tears, black families paying the price. Laura's clip hit 10 million views in 3 days, and the headlines rolled in. Seattle woman's HOA meltdown goes viral. But what nobody tells you is what came next. Now this is the part most people miss. Laura's story isn't just about a backyard tantrum. It's about power, how it's wielded, who gets to wield it, and what happens when it's rewarded. Let me prove it. 3 days after the video went viral, Laura reappeared on TikTok. Ring light glowing, fake tears streaming. She didn't apologize. Instead, she played the victim, claiming she was harassed, doxxed, threatened. She launched a GoFundMe, helped Laura find safety. The description: a sob story about being targeted and needing funds for relocation and therapy. Within hours, donations poured in $10, 000, then $45,000, then $92,000 in 3 days. Conservative bloggers called her a victim of cancel culture. Facebook group shared her link, saying she was punished for speaking out. Here's what they don't show you. Laura didn't use that money to move. She went shopping designer bags, spa days, a luxury condo with a skyline view. She posted daily, flaunting her new life. One Instagram story showed her laughing, wine glass in hand. "I got rich off black outrage. Cheers to that." You felt that, didn't you? That gut punch of injustice. Because we've seen this before. Emmett Till's accuser, Amy Cooper, in Central Park. It's a playbook. Weaponized whiteness, cry victim, cash in. This hit's different because it's not just history, it's now. I remember growing up in a neighborhood like the Grants, where my dad's barbecues drew side eyes from certain neighbors. We kept smiling, kept living, but that weight, it's real. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Research shows black families are 3 times more likely to face police calls for suspicious behavior like hosting a cookout. That's not a coincidence, it's a system. And Laura, she gamed it. But the real kicker is, her success inspired copycats. Across TikTok, white women started filming black people doing ordinary things, buying groceries, walking dogs, parking cars, claiming they felt unsafe. Each video ended with a donation link. Help me move. Support my legal fees. A Reddit thread called it Laura's Playbook, exposing the pattern. But then something shifted. This is where it gets personal, because this story, it's not just about Laura or the Grants, it's about us. It's about every time we've been watched, judged, or had our joy turned into someone else's profit. I know you felt it, that moment when you're just living and someone decides you're a threat. Maybe it was a neighbor, a coworker, a stranger in a store. And the worst part, when they're rewarded for it. David Grant spoke out on a local podcast, his voice steady but heavy. "She made more crying on camera than I did working 60-hour weeks for 3 years," he said. Michelle called in, her anger raw. If she got paid for being racist, what are we telling people? That hit me. Because it's not just about one family, it's about all of us being told to stay quiet, take the high road, while others profit off our pain. And this is the part that broke my heart. The Grants didn't want revenge. They didn't want Laura's money or her downfall. They just wanted people to stop pretending she was the victim. That's the black experience right there, fighting for the truth to be seen even when the world wants to look away. But here's the hope. Their story went viral too, not for memes, but for truth. Black creators amplified it, labor advocates quoted it, parents cried watching it. Because in a world full of noise, sometimes the truth is louder than the lies. So here's what I want you to take away. Laura's story isn't just a scandal, it's a warning. It shows us how our pain can be turned into profit, but it also shows us our power. The Grants kept living, kept grilling, kept loving. And when Laura's lies unraveled, her car keyed with blood money, her GoFundMe shut down, her disappearance after a cryptic note, she became a cautionary tale. This ain't TikTok. This is real life. This story is a mirror. It shows us the systems we're up against, but it also shows us our resilience. We've been through worse, and we're still here. Next week, I'm breaking down another story, a movie that flips this narrative and shows black joy winning. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. If this opened your eyes, hit that subscribe button. Drop a comment. Have you ever felt watched like the Grants? I read every comment and your story matters. Until next time, keep seeking the truth in every story.